So, today's story is about a woman whose husband is unable to satisfy her. As a result, she starts an affair with the painter working in her house. How far will they go to be together? That's what we will see in today's story. At the beginning of the story, we see a man who leaves his daughter, Thérèse, at his sister's house because his wife had recently passed away. Before leaving, he gives some money to his sister so that she can take good care of his daughter. He tells her that he will return soon to take his daughter back with him. As time passes, we see that Thérèse constantly thinks about her father and eagerly waits for him to come back and take her away from there. But her father never returns. As time goes by, Thérèse grows up while still waiting for her father. One day, she goes into the forest and engages in physical pleasure with a laborer. However, as she is returning home, she comes across her cousin, Carmen. At that moment, Thérèse tells Carmen to kiss her. Carmen understands her intentions and starts kissing her on the cheek. Thérèse then says, "Not like this. Kiss me on my lips." Just then, Carmen's mother arrives and tells Thérèse that her father is no longer alive. Sometime later, Carmen gets a job in Paris, and now the whole family is preparing to move there soon. Carmen's mother tells them that she will arrange their marriage very soon. Thérèse, though unwilling, is unable to refuse this relationship. Afterward, we see that both of them move to Paris. Carmen joins his job, but Thérèse is not happy with the marriage at all. She feels like she has been imprisoned. Carmen, too, is unhappy. He works all day and returns home at night, but he does not enjoy his job. One night, when Carmen comes home late, Thérèse wants to be intimate with him. She starts seducing him, but Carmen is not interested in such things. He simply covers himself with a blanket and goes to sleep, as he had been sickly since childhood. One day, Carmen brings his friend Laurent home, who also works with him at the office. It was clear that the mother of Carmen also recognized Lauren, and she was very happy about it because Lauren had grown up quite a lot alongside her son. We find out that Lauren was an artist. While all these people were talking, Thérèse was looking at Lauren, and after seeing him, she became infatuated with him. Lauren also noticed that Thérèse's gaze was on him. Now, when Lauren was painting, Thérèse went and sat next to him and was just staring at him intently. At that moment, Carmen was interrupted by something urgent. An urgent matter arises, which causes Carmen to leave, leaving Lauren and Thérèse alone. As soon as Carmen leaves, Lauren tells Thérèse to quickly take off everything. Thérèse, who was also infatuated with Lauren, responds saying, "We have very little time, so hurry up and do what you have to do." Taking advantage of the opportunity, both of them indulge in a passionate romance, and this is where their affair begins. From then on, whenever they got a chance, they would start right away, and this is how they became very happy together. Thérèse would always find some excuse and go to Lauren to get her needs fulfilled. At this point, Thérèse was so crazy in love with Lauren that she said to him, "Why didn't you do this earlier?" Slowly, Carmen begins to doubt Thérèse. One night, Carmen has an intimate moment with Thérèse, but she feels no pleasure with him. Later that night, Carmen tells Thérèse that he will be returning to the village the next morning. Thérèse goes and tells Lauren this. She says to Lauren, "I can't live without you." Lauren then explains to Thérèse that the only way to get Carmen out of the way is to kill him. Upon hearing this, Thérèse becomes scared. Lauren reassures her by saying that they will make it look like an accident. After hearing this, Thérèse couldn't sleep that night, as she kept thinking whether she was doing the right thing or not. But Lauren's obsession with Thérèse was so strong that she agreed to kill her husband. The next morning, the three of them go to a park. While walking around, Carmen gets tired and rests his head on Thérèse's lap to sleep. After he wakes up, they decide to go boating. Therese is completely convinced that Lauren will kill Camin, and she is still contemplating her decision. Lauren saves Therese and brings her to the riverbank, where both of them start crying. They pretend that their boat sank, and along with it, Camin drowned. People nearby recognize them and bring them back to their house. When Camin's mother finds out, she starts crying uncontrollably because she has lost her son. On the other hand, several people are searching for Camin's body, and eventually they find it. After that, his funeral takes place. However, Camin's mother is suspicious, believing that something wrong happened to her son. Later that night, Lauren and Therese are together. One night, Camin's mother gets angry at Therese, asking, "You were with Camin, so how did your husband die, and how did you survive?" It has been almost 8 months since Camin's death, but his mother is still furious, convinced that Camin did not die naturally. However, the next moment, she apologizes to Therese, but she is completely unaware that the person she is hugging is the one who killed her son. The following night, we see that Therese couldn't sleep in her bed at night, and she started having disturbing dreams. We can see that, somewhere deep inside, Therese regrets what she has done. On the other hand, Lauren is also in the same condition. He hasn't been able to sleep for months, and now he is extremely scared. This is why tonight he wants to sleep near Therese. Therese then tells Lauren, "Let's run away from here." But Lauren says, "This is your home. You are the mistress of this house, and you should stay here." Therese then explains to him that everything is still in Camin's mother's name. Lauren advises her to pretend to be mad in grief over Camin's death, to make it look like she is extremely distressed about her husband. After this, Therese begins her act. As this unfolds, Therese's mother and others overhear the conversation and suggest that Therese should get remarried. They believe that if she remarries, she will be happier, and they suggest that Lauren would be the perfect match for her. Therese's mother agrees with this idea and tells Lauren and Therese about it. Therese's mother then arranges the marriage between Therese and Lauren. On the night of the wedding, Lauren says, "This is the night we've been waiting for so eagerly, because what we wanted, we have now gotten." However, Therese is not at all happy about the marriage. She regrets that, for her own lustful desires, she killed her husband. She can't bear to see the pain her mother is going through. Therese asks Lauren, "How exactly did my husband die? Was he in extreme pain at the time of his death?" Lauren responds, "You were there at that time too." Therese says, "I closed my eyes at that moment." Lauren then tells her, "I just calmly drowned him in the water." Therese feels that he must have suffered terribly before he died, and because of this, she starts fighting with Lauren. She tells him, "You shouldn't have killed him, at least not in that way, not by taking his life." Ever since Camin's death, their lives have turned into a living hell. This makes Therese so angry that she can no longer stand to look at Lauren. Days go by like this, and on the other hand, Camin's mother is still searching for him. One day, while she is sitting in the park, Camin's mother suffers a stroke and becomes fully paralyzed. She is no longer able to speak, so Lauren and Therese have to take care of her. Lauren wants to kill Camin's mother and seize her property, but Therese is determined to save her. One day, while Therese is helping her mother-in-law bathe, Lauren comes in, and a fierce argument breaks out between the two. They start blaming each other for Camin's death, and Camin's mother overhears their conversation. Hearing this, she feels like she is dying. She wants to tell her friends about this, but she is unable to speak. Camin's mother somehow manages to write on the floor that Therese and Lauren are the ones who killed Camin. Camin's mother's friend sees this and decides to tell others. However, when Lauren and Therese find out about this, They join forces and decide to kill Kamin's mother too. They take her to the riverside, pretending to have a picnic. They have come here, and this is where Kamin's mother also dies. Lauren mixes poison into their drink. At this point, both of them change their minds and decide to commit suicide. After that, they both drink the poison drink themselves and take their own lives. Meanwhile, Kamin's mother's friends arrive and manage to save her. After killing Kamin, life had become unbearable for these two, and after drinking the poison, they die right there. And with this, the story comes to an end.